Been at least 78 murders in Baltimore this year. So many victims and families whose lives have been shattered.
Yeah, and just so violent and unnecessary. Why do they do it? And is there help for criminals who want to get out of that lifestyle and leave the game? WMAR 2 News' Kelly Swoop talks to a man who spent 18 years behind bars and is now working to prevent others from heading down the same dark path.
There's some things that are different when you are not using. For me, it brings out the best in me. It gives me opportunities to connect with people that I always wanted to connect with.
Therapy is more than just a ball for Sean Woodland. It's a part of a new routine for him and other rebounders.
I was recently incarcerated and I came home and I felt like I was slipping back into the things I used to do, like for selling drugs, using drugs, just being indulged in violence. I just wanted to do something different.
It's a program that deals with more than just his addiction.
So we don't deal with the trauma. It's not solved. You know, the trauma kind of sometimes overweighs the substance abuse. Why am I using? Because I don't want to deal with the nightmares. I don't want to deal with what I saw growing up.
Trauma is often the root of the problem for offenders, according to Sakina Dean. She started Rebound as part of her nonprofit, Divine Light Outpatient Treatment and Recovery. Rebound provides drug treatment, grief counseling, job readiness, housing, and therapy to young men from 18 to 30. It's not court-ordered. They choose to be here. They seek out the program. They're subjected to random drug testing, and they hear from voices that echo their own lifestyles.
People believed in me more than I had faith in myself to put me in this position.
Mike Rory talks to the young men on their level because he's been in their shoes.
I was locked up for murder. Involved with it for like, even though my hand ain't actually, I knew I was there, I participated and I played the role, so it was like, yeah, that's how I got 35 years.
Mike's story is relatable and a reality check for people like Sean. The murder rate and the crime stats that we show on the news don't seem to faze the young men of Rebound. Unfortunately, they've lived through it. Mike says it weren't for the 18 years he spent in prison, he'd be dead.
When you're in it, you don't realize what you're doing. Waking up, smoking a blunt, carrying your gun, that was normal for me. Like when I came home, I'm looking like, damn, this was me, this how I was living.
2 years out of prison, Mike's on a mission. He's working, has his own place, and showing Sean and others in the Rebound program there is a life outside of the game.
5 years from now, I see Sean graduated college with a career, not a job, and is stable, mentally stable, you know, clean, and just at a better space in my life.
You feel like we building leaders?
Mike is living proof it can happen. Things we take for granted are now within his reach.
I opened a bank account. I felt like a human being, like, damn, I got a bank account. Picking your niece up from school, I'm in the school line, like, oh, that's cool. You feel me? Like,
In Baltimore, Kelly Swoop, WMAR 2 News.
Great story. The Rebound program currently has 30 people enrolled and has room for 45 more. If you'd like to find out more about Rebound, you can head to their website at divinelight.net.